This is a Maytag toy racer. These were produced by the Maytag company themselves from 1934 to 1941 with a production total of around 500 units. These were used by the dealers for promotions, sold by the dealers. Most of the dealers used them for promoting their stores and bringing people in to look at the Maytag laundry, and kids were allowed to run around on them. These are powered by a Maytag gasoline engine. So when you wanted to go, you made sure you had gas in the motor, and you would pull the kickstart out and give her a kick, and she'd be running, and you'd jump in. The faster you wanted to go with this, after you were fueled up and running, got inside, you would push down on the centrifugal clutch, and it would engage the belt, and the harder you pushed, the faster you went. It would get to a point, I believe the top speed on these was probably 8 to 10 miles an hour, but if you were a kid back then and you were whipping around town in something like this, you were the king. And then to stop it, you pulled on the brake, you pulled back on the lever, would engage the brake, and that would slow you down, hopefully in time, and stop you. These were the king toy from 1934 to 41 when they were produced, and today there are probably, you know, numbers vary, but I've heard 79 still left that people know about. I think the number's probably even smaller than that, but most of them are found in junk piles and so forth that just had the wheels run off, and people bring them out and restore them, and it's a wonderful piece of history. I mean, these things, the Maytag company had the dealers putting large signs on over them, and they would drive around town promoting their stores. They'd use them in parades. They actually had dealers get together and have races with their Maytag toy racers, with large crowds coming to watch the races. It was huge promotions. It was extremely successful for the Maytag dealers that had this type of a unit to run around. The unfortunate thing was World War II caused the Maytag company to quit producing these because they needed the metal and the facilities to produce things for the armed services. They worked on, they made hydraulics for airplanes and bullets, many different things they used the metal for in the factories, and they quit making these and never went back to them. But these were absolutely the best made machines around. I mean, heavy steel, bumpers, the whole works. I mean, they were actually, you know, considering the speed they went, they were pretty safe for just about anybody to get in and run with. Never hurt anybody getting hurt majorly playing with one of these or running around with them. And I would have liked to had one when I was a kid. But very sought after, extremely rare pieces. When you get something that there's, you know, less than 100 of anywhere in existence, and especially when there's less than 500 ever made, you know, 60 years ago, makes for a very nice piece. Most of them were made with the single cylinder engine, which is what is in this. There were a few made with the two-cylinder engine in them, and that would be the only real options you had with these, was whether you got a single cylinder or a two-cylinder gas engine to propel them with. This is the end of the exhaust coming out here. So, you know, that was all in the back, and it comes out from the front of the engine and works its way around to the back. Your magneto and so forth, all just exactly the same engine they had in the other things. All different uses, like I say, that they come up with for these. But these were top shelf units in their day. Very heavy, very well built. So a lot of kids had a lot of fun with these. I've never let my kids drive it, so they're not having any fun. They're too rare nowadays to rate. They have a fantastic, if you look at the, you know, the features on them, they got the Swan or you know, I'm assuming it's a Swan anyway. Front, the grills, I mean, you know, aluminum, I mean, just unbelievable pieces, and easy to steer. I mean, just an awesome unit, and anybody would be proud to own one of these.
Brought to you by Aumann Auctions, world's leader in antique tractor auctions.